Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA Cardano. So far pretty much no major movement since my last video. It's pretty much holding the same level. We had a little bit of a peak here above the 44.4 cent level, but that didn't invalidate anything. The push was too weak anyway. So looking at this, obviously mentioned a lot in the last video already that so far the Elliott wave count is working out here. You can see clearly how ADA has difficulties to push any higher, okay? In this wave 4, we are pretty much stuck at the 50% fib retracement, which was part of the target I gave you. Yeah, I gave you basically here the region between 43.4 cents and 44.4 cents for a retracement. 44.4 is sort of the maximum a wave 4 normally does. That's the 50% fib retracement. If it does more than that, it is probably not a wave 4 then anymore. I would then rather go to the idea that it is a wave 2. Which means that we have already finished an impulse here to the downside and finished off here the 5 waves to the downside, that this is wave 1 down, yeah, a larger wave 1, and that this here is wave 2 to the upside, which can retrace a little bit higher. I wouldn't go bullish, I would only go, or consider a more bullish wave count above 48.5 cents, as I said yesterday, because then you would invalidate this whole downturn by moving above the wave 2 here. For now, I'm going to go with, still continue to go with the scenario that this here is a wave 4 and that we should expect a move down very soon. Now this can move sideways for a bit. It could even go a little bit higher if it has to, yeah. I mean, strictly invalidated, the wave 4 will only be at 45.8, 45.9 cents when it is getting into the wave 1 target area there. However, as I said, if a wave retraces more than 50%, it is probably not a wave 4 anymore. So the likelihood at the moment for me is that it will retrace more, that it will come down. It's just what I have to assume in the current scenario. Until something else happens, I don't have to change my view. But again, it needs to, if it pushes higher, it would just activate the wave 2 scenario, where we will then probably look at a little bit of a higher retracement, like the 46.7 or 47.6% fib retracement. So it would allow ADA to recover a little bit more. Now, interestingly, what we can see on the chart here is, again, it pushed a little bit higher. That doesn't invalidate anything. Yeah, it doesn't invalidate anything. Looking at the subwave count, we are, let me just think about what we're doing here. So this is looking like an extended or more complex corrective wave pattern. So basically a WXY pattern, where we had here a W, here an X, and here a Y. Now the Y might not necessarily be finished, but yeah, what I can tell you, and I told you that before in previous videos, a good target, a good target for a wave W, no sorry, a wave Y, is the 1-to-1 ratio to the wave W. So in a WXY pattern, each of these waves is a corrective wave, usually 3 wave moves. In themselves, so we have an ABC, yeah, you have an ABC here, and you have an ABC here. Now, the, again, target for the wave Y, we can calculate that as well. Take the, here, so that would take us, let me just do, if I did that accurately, so that would take us to 45.3 cents, so pretty much around the 50% fib retracement, right? So it could push potentially a little bit higher, but then that should be it, yeah. And as long as the 50% fib retracement level is not broken substantially, which means we're holding above that level. So yesterday we tried to go through it and fell back again. So yeah, beware. Could be a little bit higher here in the wave 4 and then come down eventually. That would be my primary expectation here. And then also interestingly, if you look at the chart here, you can see something like the price moving into an apex. It looks a little bit like a bearish pattern. An ascending wedge, which you would also think would be breaking to the downside. Yeah, so again, you can do it like that, various ways. Yeah, here you have even more touch points. You could also, and that's the other view, you could also just have it as a channel, but even here it has a bit more of a shape of a wedge. Okay, but I think this is the more interesting one if we do it like that. Would be interesting to see what happens when we get closer into the apex, but you can see this could very nicely push us to this 45.3 cent level, and then we could come down. So a little bit like that. Okay. So this is currently how I would see the market. And then when wave Y peaks, that is when I would expect it to move. Let me just close the window. There's some, you might still hear it, some building works going on outside. So from here, I would expect then a 5-wave move to the downside to go actually below that 38.5 cent level from the 12th of May. So this is currently how I see the ADA chart. Again, point from when I would consider more bullishness is only above 48.5 cents. For now, the chart just looks too weak for me. However, best indication that this move down is starting obviously is a breakout out of the wedge. Then next best indication will be here a move below the wave X low at 41.7 cents. And I think real confirmation then happens below the low at 40.3 cents. Yeah, that's my view about ADA here. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's additional content there that you can find. And also if you really like the content, check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.